So we're at Heritage Park in Slidell to take a water clarity sample. One of the ways that you do that is through using a secchi disc. The secchi disc is a black and white disc tied with rope on the end of a line that you'll lower into the water. The disc itself, the black and white pattern, scientists use this because it is good contrast to be able to see in the water this pattern. And the idea is that you lower it into the water until the pattern goes away and you raise it back up just at the point that you see that disc. And that is the measurement you'll use to see how clear the water is. So we take the line that is marked already in foot increments, 12 inches, so that you can measure how deep your secchi disc goes. So I'll lower it into the water, and there's a little bit of a current, so you let the disc sort of find its balance, and then you just lower it into the water until you don't see the disc anymore. And at that point, right there is where I just raised it back up and I can see that pattern. Now I look at that rope and I move until I see my next marker. So that's 12 inches and 12 inches. So my depth is 2 feet. Now we're going to learn how to take water clarity measurement using a secchi tube. It's similar to the secchi disc because it has this black disc in the bottom of the tube, just like the secchi disc does, the white and black contrast. And it also has measurements along the side. And so what we do is after we've taken our water sample, we fill our secchi tube up, and I'll show you how to release the water out. Filling up the tube is usually easy when you have a person to help you, but if you don't, you can lean the tube on something so that you can fill it with water. You want to fill the secchi tube up all of the way to the top, and then there is a button on the bottom which will release the water out. Or sometimes there is a little tube that comes out of the side that you can slowly let water out. Either way, once you see that pattern, when you're releasing water out, once you see the pattern, that's where you stop. And so I'll press down on the secchi disc, looking down into the tube. One thing that you want to be sure about or clear about is not doing it in the direct sunlight. Shield the tube with your body so that it's in the shade. And so you would shield the tube so that you don't get a false reading from the sunlight. And I'm just going to press down and release the water until I see that black and white pattern. And this first run is I measure 50 centimeters left in the container. That means that light can penetrate 50 centimeters into the water column. And so water clarity is very good here. You can repeat this measurement 3 times to make sure that you get a similar reading, and then you can average those to get your final water clarity reading.
Once the water clarity measurement has been made, record the measurement on your data sheet. Ensure you have filled in the location, date, time, and the student collecting and making data measurements. Date, time, and temperature can help to explain the results of your measurements. Replication of your data measurements ensure precision and accuracy in conducting water quality tests and measurements.